let's get into it. Hi everyone, I'm really excited to be presenting to you. I was supposed to present this presentation at a field day event this week, but unfortunately due to what's happening in the current events in the world, I am unable to do so. And it's perfect timing because there is a lot going on with this virus. All these events have been cancelled throughout the entire country, and it's really, really devastating, particularly for the agricultural industry, as traditionally we used field days, rural shows, and conferences to network and create more awareness for our events and our products and what we're doing and our agribusiness and our farmers. So this is the perfect opportunity if you're looking for something to just educate you on another type of marketing or PR strategy that actually will help your business. So I hope you enjoy this presentation. It is about amazing things that agriculture can do for this country in relation to social media. I'm very excited. So yeah, let's get into it. This is part 1 of my social media and agriculture course. That is a 3.5-4 hour course. And if you like this course, part 1, then I'll give you a link at the end of this to be able to purchase the rest of the course, because I feel like there is no time like the present to be actually able to create more awareness for your business using agricultural strategies in social media. So let's get on with it. So for those of you that don't know me, hi, my name is Lavinia. I am a social media and PR consultant in the agricultural industry. I grew up on a farm near Esperance in Western Australia. I'm a farmer's daughter, so obviously thought I'd include a few photos about me. I am also a co-host of a podcast called Generation Ag, which is an agricultural podcast that creates awareness for what people are doing in the agricultural space. So if you want something to listen to, highly recommend going and listening to that. We've interviewed some amazing people throughout the country. Also, I am on the Western Australian Ag Connect Committee as the secretary. I think that promoting agriculture for the next generation is such an amazing thing. It's one of my personal ambitions and sort of goals, is to be able to create an amazing platform for agricultural people to be able to share what they're doing, and so we can also educate the rest of the world on what agriculture does. There's a huge gap right now between what's happening in the city versus what's happening rurally, so I think that it's really important that we start to really thrive and utilize all these different situations to be able to create more awareness for agricultural industry, because every other industry might come to a standstill in the next couple of months, but agriculture has to keep going. We have to keep feeding our world through crops, through livestock, through horticulture, through aquaculture, through a variety of other things. So yeah, this is the perfect place to start if you want to create more awareness for your company or your agribusiness or your rural business. So often the issue that happens in agriculture or in a lot of businesses is that you're very caught up on creating sales. Now, for social media, if sales is your number one priority within the first 6 months, then you're not doing it right. When I hear people debate the ROI of social media, it makes me remember why so many agricultural businesses fail. The most businesses are not playing a marathon. They're playing the sprint. They're not worried about a lifetime value of retention. They're worried about short-term goals. Now, social media is a long-term goal. I think that it is more relevant than ever to actually understand social media for long-term. If you're just desperately trying to make sales, people will notice it. You need to think of long-term goals for social media. You have to be running the marathon. And every day is a new day to create more content and more awareness to your business. If you're caught up in the business side and sales side of things, you're never going to create more awareness for your business. If you just want to actually help people and create a business that thrives using social, you'll do so and people will see that come across. Now let's just talk about the online channels. These are the major online channels at this point in time. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. So Facebook's traditionally the one that most people have always gone for. Facebook's a great way to share with your friends what's going on, but it's also a great way to use paid advertising on social media for your business. You can reach hundreds and thousands of people per week. Now, we have publications that a lot of businesses spend on putting an ad in a paper. Now, say that paper, I'm going to speak Western Australian newspaper, the big one, reaches 200,000 people a week. The Farm Weekly reaches 15,000 people a week. You can utilize Facebook and reach hundreds of thousands of people with your business if you understand how to utilize Facebook marketing and how to actually create a business that can utilize the amount of assets Facebook has. So there's so many different things, including the Facebook blueprint, that will actually help your business to be able to grow. Now, don't stress if this is jargon. This is just an overview on how social media can help your business in agriculture. This is not in depth yet. We will get to that if you decide that you want to continue and grab the course for yourself. It's all talked about in there. Twitter is famously what farmers and people in agriculture have always used. I think because it's quick and easy and you don't have to worry too much. You can get your questions answered quickly. It's great for connection if you want to ask a question about a chemical or, what you should grow, or if you're looking for seed, that sort of thing. Fabulous. If you're trying to develop and create a community, it is not the greatest tool. You're better off using something else. You're better off using Facebook or Instagram if you want that. But if you want quick and easy satisfaction, Twitter is great, but I think you just have to understand who your target market is. Now we've got YouTube. YouTube, if you're a business that needs to create demonstrations, you should be putting all of your videos on YouTube, and I try to put all of my videos on YouTube. So YouTube's a fabulous place where you can create more awareness. I will even put some of this video on YouTube. If people are Googling social media and agriculture or agriculture, then it's a great way to search for videos, and you're missing out if you're not putting your content on YouTube, particularly all your videos, and it should be separate. So you might upload your video to Facebook, but you should also upload it to YouTube. Instagram is the new place to be. It's the new kid on the block, although maybe TikTok is the new kid on the block now. I have had people ask me recently, we're just getting a bit darker, sorry, the light, should they be using Instagram for their business? And absolutely, Instagram is one of the fastest growing social media platforms to use for agriculture, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. But honestly, everyone in agriculture should be putting their content on Instagram. It's an amazing place to reach new people, and a lot of where clients can come from is on Instagram, depending on what your business is. So then we've also got LinkedIn. LinkedIn is great if you're a business professional in the industry to connect with other business professionals. So if you're B2B, business to business, be on LinkedIn. TikTok. Now, don't stress if you have no idea what TikTok is. It's a very new platform, and it is for the generation under the millennials. So you don't have to stress about it. But one thing I will say is that a lot of young people are utilizing TikTok to create more awareness for agriculture. It's actually one of the most trending hashtags at all times on TikTok, and it's a brilliant way for people on farm to share with people who are in the city, sitting in the bed, what a day on the life looks like in 15 or 20 seconds or less. So if you have any questions about any of these platforms, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to chat with you if you are considering getting on one. If you are considering social media, don't stress about being on every platform. Just work out one or two to begin with, and then you can work your way up from there, whether you go out and go on to more platforms. So, why social media? I get this question a lot, and we've been in this for 10 minutes now, and you're probably still wondering, I still don't understand why I should be using social media. So social media is a great space for you to show what's happening in your business and create community connection. People love people. People want to know who is the person they're buying their products from. They want to trust someone. They don't want to be looking at a big corporate business and not know who's behind that business. They love seeking out the different types of people. They want to know who the directors are. They want to know what the directors are doing on their weekend. They want to know why people are passionate about working in their business. They want to know the people behind the brand. And this is such an amazing way to create that community connection. And these are all the different steps that will come together to be able to actually grow your business awareness. So brand awareness, create awareness for who you are and what you intend to do. So you might share people. So whether you're selling a product or a service or both, share what your products and your services are in creative ways. Utilize them by using testimonials, going out on farm if that's what it requires. There are so many different ways you can utilize this to create brand awareness. And the third thing is transparency. This is a huge thing that we talk about with agriculture at the moment, particularly with everything going on. We want to be as transparent and as authentic as possible. So show people what you're doing on farm if you're on farm. If you're in the livestock industry, a great example, if you haven't heard of them, is the Livestock Collective and the Sheep Collective. They are doing a phenomenal job using social media to create awareness for live export, and it is phenomenal that they have created the content they have. They have had a creative agency help them do that, but you can do things like that on a smaller scale. It doesn't have to be as overwhelming. And if you want to learn ways that you can do that, shoot me an email because we can chat about ways to do that. Now, I briefly spoke about already talking about traditional mediums and how they utilize their audience, but let's get down into the facts. 94% of West Australians use Facebook. 94%. So if you're doing targeted organic and non-organic Facebook ads, or Instagram as well, or Twitter, you can use a variety of different platforms to do Facebook marketing on, then you could be technically, depending on your budget of course, targeting your entire potential target market using social media. This is a huge demographic. And also you're putting it right in front of their face. A lot of the time with traditional advertising, you're not even sure if someone's actually utilizing or reading that page. So this is the most amazing way that you can target ads. And then if people click onto your website or wherever you're sending them, you can retarget ads towards those people that have already clicked and gone over to your website. So you can retarget people, as you can't do that a lot with a lot of other types of advertising that's more traditional. Questions on that, please send me a message. 9 million people use Instagram every month in Australia. 9 million people. Now I know I've already talked about it before, but this is huge. This is so many people. This is phenomenal. This is why agriculture needs to be on Instagram. And I'm going to go through a few examples in a moment of people that I know personally who have created Instagram accounts on agricultural topics or on themselves in agriculture. But it's such a growing space and we need to be on it now. And like they've said previously in time, a picture tells 1,000 words. Visual, video and photo is where the future is. Video is going to be everything. So if you're not utilizing it, you're really, really missing out. So the main thing social media is good for is to tell your authentic story. Having a platform to potentially reach millions, educating them on the industry that you love. Visuals are such a powerful way to show people exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it. So I just mentioned before, obviously the Livestock Collective, Sheep Collective, Cattle Collective. So here's obviously, you can see, you'll see it below, the example of how they do it. I encourage you, if you don't know who they are, go and have a look at their social media. It's phenomenal and they are amazing at what they do. So there's also one of me live streaming with one of my friends for Farmers Across Borders. That's really important as well. But let's go across to some amazing examples of some friends of mine. So here are 3 of some amazing social media agricultural accounts that have grown in the last couple of years. And these are all on Instagram, and I just wanted to, in this I don't have a lot of time, I just wanted to focus on a few different ones. So we've got the Wheatbelt Stocky. Jared's great. If you want to learn more about how Jared does his social media, we talk a lot about that in a Generation Ag podcast. I encourage you all to have a look at that. He has grown a following, I think it's probably about a year, he's grown a following of 2,000 people. Phenomenal. He's done such a great job. Then we've got the boys from Thank a Farm for Your Next Meal. They've grown an account to create awareness for agriculture and where and how farming works, and it's grown to over 60,000 people. And then we have Camille Kemp, who is the cattleman's daughter, and she's been able to use her account to educate people on the livestock industry, about mental health in rural areas, and Life on a Station. She is phenomenal at what she does, and she is a really amazing advocate, and it's given her so many amazing opportunities in the industry as well. So you might be sharing your life in agriculture, but the opportunities that can come with it are huge as well, because it gives you exposure. So if you're in the agriculture industry and you're wanting to create more awareness for yourself or grow a personal brand, this is a great way to start as well. So we briefly talked about why Instagram. Now, it's the power of the hashtag. Here is a photo of one of my clients that I used. I got it from a friend who sent it to me. I used it on one of my clients' social medias, and from there, using Instagram, we were able to increase organically, this is without paying any money, their reach to 3,913 people for free, without having to do anything for paid. That is the power of social media. You're not spending the money. Now, take it for granted. This is a lot of strategy that's gone into this. There's a lot of planning. You can't just do things like this overnight. Maybe sometimes you do get lucky, that's great. But usually, especially now, we've got a lot of saturation on social media, you probably go down. But with the right strategy, you can change the way that your content's being seen and by who it's being seen by. So if you have any questions about the power of a hashtag, please send me a message. I will be able to grab you something and get you something about that. Before I wrap up part 1, I hope that this has given you a great overview of kind of how social media works, what social media does, and how social media can be utilized in agriculture. Part 1, if you want to grab my course, you can. I'm going to have a course available in a couple of weeks. So here are the great tips and tricks. Great graphics. So I see a lot of people in ag try to start social media accounts, and that's amazing. But if you haven't got good quality content, then it's time to invest in a better phone, or get someone on your farm who's a photographer, or on your property, or in your agribusiness, whatever your business is, you're better to invest in a professional. Make sure your content's on brand. So make sure that you're not putting content that is not relevant to what you're doing in your business. It doesn't make sense. Your social media should tell a story in 9 pictures or less of what your business is and how they help people. Loyal followers. People ask me, how do I build my following? Now, it's slow. You're not going to get 1,000 followers overnight. You might not even get 1,000 followers in a year. But it's about having loyal followers. You're better to have 10 people follow you that all want to be your client or buy your product than having 1,000 people or 2,000 people that don't have any interest in your business. Captions. Captions is a really good one. Create interesting captions that will drive traffic. Don't post for the sake of posting. It's really important that content is really well thought out and curated. It's better to have 1 to 2 posts a week than 10 posts a week, and they all just kind of say the same thing. Be mobile friendly. Make sure your images are mobile friendly, as I think it's about 80% of people are looking at their social media from their mobile. So if it's not mobile friendly, they're going to keep scrolling past and have no interest in it. I hope these tips have helped. There is so many more tips in my full course, so if you want to grab that, please do. All right, let's talk. If you have found this interesting today and you want to talk further or discuss, please, I'm on all social media. If you want to grab me there at Lavinia Social, you can give me a phone call, or you can email me at lavinia@laviniaware.com.au. Please send your questions my way. Thank you so much, everyone, and I look forward to being in more contact with you. Good luck during this time where things are a little bit uncertain, but I have no doubt this industry will actually continue to thrive. Take a gamble, utilize social media, try doing it yourself. I think you'll get so much out of it for your business. Thanks, everyone.